Hey everybody, Manny Talabear here, and I want to welcome you to day 4 of the 7-figure climb. And in day 4, what we're going to talk about is liabilities, or the things that I'm going to need to get corrected and need some help with in order to move forward. And in day 3, we went over marketing assets, and I basically explained to you the things I feel like that you're going to need, or the most important things you need in order to build a 7-figure business. And in this video, we're going to talk about liabilities. Now, again, just a little bit of review. We were supposed to actually cover marketing assets and liabilities in the first video. I created that video yesterday. I upped the video yesterday, and YouTube just cracked up. For whatever reason, the video was just sitting there processing and it never got up. Unfortunately, I didn't realize it, and I was sharing that video all over the place and didn't even realize until after midnight that it had not moved forward. And so we got that fixed and we got the video up, but I did have to shorten the video because the video was a little bit long, and I would have been up until 6 in the morning if I would have stayed with it. And so again, what we're going to talk about today is liabilities. And so just to give you all a little review, the 7-figure climb is all about going from zero to $1 million in 365 days or less. My goal is to actually do this live, do it in front of you all, show you every single thing that we're doing, give you all of the insights, and hopefully you can, on your journey from 0 to 7 figures, take some of the things that we're doing and you can use them in your businesses as well. And this is more suited for coaches, consultants, course creators, internet marketers, people who are building a real business that sells and provides real services that help people. It's not so much for people who are wanting to get rich quick, create something really, really fast and make a lot of money. It doesn't work that way. And yesterday, I went over all of the marketing assets that I feel that are going to help me to get to the million in a year or less. And I do feel that I'm very confident that we can do this in a year or less. We just need a handful of things to happen here. And so we're going to talk about liabilities for a minute. And I got some notes here. We got the content that we had talked about yesterday a little bit. And so one of the things that we're going to talk about is, in this video, you're going to struggle for a very, very long time, and hopefully you've figured out a way to actually work while you're doing this, or make money while you're doing this, or maybe you've got someone supporting you. But you got to go through life with a sense of positive optimism and not really be negative about anything. So you got to have this sense of positive optimism. But the other thing you have to have is you have to know that things are constantly going to go wrong. Things are constantly going to break. Everything's like the universe is going to conspire for you. But in some cases, it's going to seem like the internet's conspiring against you. Like, just to give you an example, my goal is to get these videos out by midnight every single night and on YouTube. And I know for a fact there are going to be days we can't do that. But yesterday, we should have been able to do it and it didn't work. And so the universe kind of conspired against us. And so you got to know that things are going to go wrong. And you just have to kind of be aware of that. And just to kind of talk to you a little bit more about the problem with reach in my group, I'm going to give you an example here. I've made 2 posts in 2 days in my group trying to promote things in the group. And I've used the add everyone tag, which supposedly it used to supposedly tag everyone in the group. But the thing is, I don't think it ever did that. It might have done that the first month. The reach on 2 posts with add everyone was 200 and 250. Which is nothing, which is not enough reach to get anyone to see the post who will start commenting, that causes the post to go viral. And so we got no traction at all on these 2 posts. And what we're talking about here is putting a post in a group with 17,700 people, and Facebook shows it to 200 people and 250 people with the tag. Now, what I did is I actually just recreated that post, and I'm not going to tag anyone in it. And I'm telling you right now, tomorrow we're going to give you a report. And I bet that post gets more traction without the add everyone tag than with the tag. Like I said, we're just struggling a lot, and Facebook is really preventing us from getting our message out to anyone. Now, fortunately, the personal page is working. And I would say on the first offer that we're going to be running, which is basically CourseCon, it looks to me like I've got about 40 or 50 people who will sign up. Unfortunately, I can tell you, no, I've got 40 or 50 people who've asked for a link. The problem is this: number one, it's a paid event. And number two, if you want to get 50 people into something, you need 1,000 or 2,000 people to see it. And the fact we have 50 people asking for a link, I can tell you probably less than 25 will opt in, and I don't think we will get more than 5 people actually buy from that. And so, like, you just got to understand the numbers here, and like everyone thinks, you get a group of 17 or 20,000 people, you're going to be rich because you're going to make a post, and thousands of people are going to see it, and thousands are going to click, and it just doesn't work like that. And so I'm going to go over some liabilities with you and talk to you about them and give you all some insights. And what I want you to think about is this: your job as a business owner is to solve problems. You need to come up with every single marketing asset that you have, and then you need to figure out everything that you have that's preventing you from moving forward. All of those preventing you from moving forward, you should write goals on those and basically say, this is a problem I need to solve in order to get X. And so everything that's preventing you from getting there, you essentially need to figure out a way to solve that. And that's what I want you to think about. And so I'm going to walk you through some of mine, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents on how important they are. This is another thing. Mike Tyson says it really, really well. Everyone has a plan until they're punched in the face, essentially. And what he's saying is everyone has a plan until everything goes wrong, and then you don't have a plan anymore. And most of you all who think that there are people out there who think they're going to invest $500 in Facebook ads and make $1 million. And what's interesting, the goal for me is to spend $15,000 on ads, and I don't even know if $15,000 is enough. I'm talking about investing $15,000 in ads with someone who's in the top 5 people in the US at running ads. And I still don't know if that will be enough to get us to where we're going to be able to scale. And so, most people are way, way underfunded, and they have a they have a slanted view of what all this is going to look like. And I'll be honest with you, I'm positively confident that this will work. But the reason I'm positively confident that this will work is because I've been in the space for a really long time. I've created a lot of products. I know what people want to buy. I solve very big problems for people, and there's just a lot that goes into that. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about my liabilities, and I'm going to give you some insights on what I'm doing to fix them and all that. So the first liability is I don't have the money to run traffic. And so everything that I'm doing right now is to create money to ultimately run traffic. That's my biggest goal right now. The sooner I get that money, the sooner we can start testing and putting things out there, and the sooner I think that we will hit critical mass. And critical mass is when the airplane gets off the ground, when you get altitude, and what that is it's when you're spending money to get you're spending money on ads, you're bringing in way more money than you're spending every single day. And because of that, the ads are paying for themselves and they're creating a profit. And so now we just focus on that metric and getting those ads to work better. And so the biggest problem I have right now is no money to run ads. My number is 22.5. 22.5 is 7,500 on other stuff, 15,000 on ads. And that's what I'm focused on. The next issue is no real audience. And again, we got 1,015 people on my YouTube channel right now. 1,015 people. We're not getting any views yet. We're gonna build up to that. We're working on that. But what's crazy is that I've got a group with 17,000. I got 16,000 local. I got 9,000 on my personal page, and I got 17,000 in another group, right? Coaches, consultants, and course creators. A lot of people. I posted over there several times. Every day I'm posting videos over there, and I'm saying, watch the video, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also hit the bell icon. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this right now, do me a huge favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, because if you like the video, it will help the algorithm. Hit the bell icon, hit the bell icon so that more people, so that you'll get notified when we do these. And like I said, I gotta, when I posted originally, I just wanted to get to 1,000 viewers. We did put about 60 or 70 people on the channel. We did get about 60 or 70 new viewers, but look at the number though. It's 45 or 50,000 people and we got 70 over here. And so again, I don't have a real audience. And so we're going to build that audience, and we're going to build it. My goal is to build it on YouTube. And that's the reason I've been slow about creating the seven-figure climb on Facebook, or rebranding over there and creating one of those groups and calling it that. We will do that, but my focus just isn't there. There's just not any money there. I like everything that we do over there doesn't work, so it doesn't move the needle any. So I'm trying to focus here. And like I said, Facebook's just completely killed the traffic in the group. We get more traffic on our personal page than we get in a group. So my personal page has 9,000 between friends and followers. I get way more traffic on my personal page than the group with 17,700 coaches, consultants, and course creators, but still not enough to move the needle. I don't think we have enough people that right now we're going to put anywhere near 100 or 200 people into an offer. I don't think we're there yet. No email list. And as I build the YouTube channel, we're going to start collecting email over here. We're going to start putting you all into funnels over here and making offers as well there. But we are going to build an email list, and I'm going to be building a new email list as we're doing all this. And we're working on that right now. So the next issue is I don't have a very, very big support group here locally. And if I had a local support group, that would really, really help. I have like one or two people who are helping me out. And ultimately, if I can get critical mass and get the airplane off the ground, I will hire some local support, and that will help me in getting a lot of these things done here. And so I do have a few fears. We're going to talk about these, and I can tell you, you really need to navigate and measure this all the time. You really do. You need to measure what's holding you back mindset wise. And I'll give you Steve Larson said something very, very interesting, and it's really profound. I'll do the very best I can to give it to you. He basically said, when you decide you're going to be an entrepreneur, when you decide you're going to kill your own food and make your own way, a lot of character flaws blow up in your face. And before you can move forward, you have to solve those character flaws. And those character flaws include managing your finances and paying your bills, getting out of your own way, and getting things done in a very, very fast way. And there are some other things he said, but I'm paraphrasing here, and he's absolutely right. And so the first thing that you really need to be doing is checking yourself at the door and figuring out, what you have that's preventing you from moving forward. One of the things I call it is kryptonite. So everyone has a kryptonite. Everyone has fears. Everyone has limiting beliefs. Everyone has a lot of problems. And you got to figure out what those are, and you got to kill those as quickly as possible. And so the first fear I have is I do kind of have a fear of selling coaching right now. And the reason I have a fear of selling coaching right now is I'm concerned I wouldn't be able to do strategy sessions. And that all comes from a lot of health issues, which we're going to talk about in a minute. The next fear is fear of charging high prices. And the fear of charging high prices, and we talked yesterday about this, you really need to be at $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000 to really move the needle. The problem with me on the high prices and my mindset here, and I'm going to walk you through it, is I have no audience at all. So if I'm screaming in an audience of 70,000 people and only 3 or 4 people at any given time are communicating with me, much easier to ask for $500 from those people than $5,000. And I believe what I'm selling is worth $5,000. The problem is I don't have enough audience to ask for that kind of money, because a lot more people can give you 500 than can give you 5,000. I mean, that's just the way it is. And if I had hundreds and hundreds of people who were willing to give me 500, I would have no problem asking for 5,000 because I have deal flow. But unfortunately, my fear about that is all based on numbers and numbers alone. And as we fix that, I'm hoping we will be able to ask for more money and move forward. Now, the next thing is fear of asking for help. Fear of asking for help. I don't like to ask for help. I don't feel like I don't want to ask anyone for anything without being able to pay people. And I can't really pay anyone for anything because my focus right now is 100% on paying off a handful of debts and scaling ads. That's my main focus right now, those two things. The sooner I do those things, the sooner I can get this thing off the ground. The problem is I don't want to pull money from anything and give it to anyone until I get those things done. And I don't want to ask for help for free. And so that's probably slowing me down, because there are probably 40 or 50 people in my group that if I reached out to them, they probably would help me for free, but I just don't want to ask. And so we're going to go on. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about health problems. And we're just going to kind of ball these all together. I'm going to explain where I'm at here. And so the first problem I've got is I'm legally blind. I don't drive. As you can see, I'm navigating with note cards, and I can see those. I wear sunglasses because I've got 2 100-watt light bulbs above me, and light gives me a really, really, really bad headache. And so I'm legally blind, and that limits some of the things that I can do as far as being mobile. The next thing is I had a heart attack 2 years ago this month. And since I had that heart attack, I've had a series of health problems that I've been fighting. The third thing is I have AS. AS is ankylosing spondylitis. I did a video on AS in the group on my YouTube channel. And you can actually, if you do the search and type ankylosing spondylitis or AS, it gives you a really good indication of what AS is. And what AS is it's a degenerative arthritis that generally attacks the back. That's what it is. The problem is that it brings a lot of side effects that create a lot of real issues. One of the side effects is extreme fatigue. So imagine having the worst flu that you've ever had and having that show up every few months and just wipe you completely out. And you can't function, you can't do anything. That's what the fatigue is like. It's like waking up to a flu that's the worst flu that you've ever had. You have no energy. A lot of people compare it to walking around with a lead straitjacket on. Another thing that will happen is you will sleep for 12 hours and you'll wake up and you will feel like you have not slept at all. And it's a major issue. And then the other thing is I get, because of the AS, I get iritis in the eyes a lot. And the iritis is very hard to treat and it's very expensive to treat. And so between all of those things, some days I'm unable to do anything, including do strategy session calls, and it creates a problem. Now, the next thing is that I've had so again, since I had the heart attack back in 2 years ago, I've had progressively a lot of different health issues. I have had a sinus infection since November of last year, 13 months now. We're having surgery. We're hoping that will clear everything up. But I've been on antibiotics about 10 times and it doesn't really help. And so when you measure all of these things, and what's interesting is, if I was dealing with one thing at any given time, I might be able to navigate through it. But what happens is when you wake up and you have a sinus infection and you have very, very low energy, and you have a really bad headache, your face is sore, it drains into your chest. Like when all these things hit you at once, I mean, it pretty much is, it wipes you out and you can't do much. And so it does slow things down. And so I just wanted you all to understand what's going on as far as where I'm at. So just to walk you through all of this, I am beyond blessed that I get to do this. I love this space more than anything. I've literally spent 60, 70, and 80 hours a week studying marketing. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you. Any days that I get up and I'm unable to do anything else, I study marketing. And so when I'm sick, I'm still listening to content. I'm still going through content. If I had my way about it, if my vision wasn't wrecked, if I didn't have 20 over 300 vision, and I didn't have all these other issues, I would actually work 2 jobs. I would get 2 jobs right now and work 80 hours a week and just bank every penny of it just to actually do this thing. Unfortunately, I don't have transportation. I have all these health issues. And some days I'm not in a position to do anything. And because of that, another thing is that technically I'm way better off trying to figure out a way to get coaching clients who can give me 500 or 750 a month than actually try and figure out how to go and navigate working a job, because ultimately I'm health-wise not able to do those things. And so it is a real problem. And so how I'm combating all of this very simply is we're trying to figure out ulterior ways to scale. We're constantly posting in all of these channels that get absolutely no traffic. And what I'm going to do is just start doing video after video after video after video. And hopefully over time, what's going to happen is people will start coming to this channel, but I'm going to have to do video after video after video to do that. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be posting on my personal page and in the group as videos. I'm going to do video every day. And ultimately what we're probably going to be doing is short form video, 5 to 7 minute videos, and I'll do 3 or 4 or 5 of those a day and on all the platforms. And so I just wanted to give you all some insights. So the first thing you need to do is check yourself. What are the things that are preventing you from moving forward? What are the limiting beliefs? What are the things that, like, if you have fear, like I can tell you, I used to have fear of being on camera. I was scared to death to be on camera. And over time, I got over that fear. And just a little inside baseball, I was very self-conscious about the way I looked. And so I did a bunch of things to change the way I looked so that I would feel like that I looked well enough on camera that I wasn't self-conscious about that anymore. And now I'm not. And so what you've got to do is you've got to find your kryptonite and kill it as quickly as possible. And if you don't do that, you're like, one thing can stop you and you can't, like, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, Manny, I don't really like being on camera. I want to be behind the scenes. Can I make $1 million not being on camera? And the answer to that is no. You're not going to build an audience. You're not going to get a lot of people following you if you're not willing to be articulate and get in front of people and have a conversation and make offers to those people. Now, you don't have to be on camera when you're creating the course. You can create a full course and never be on camera one time. But if you want to sell the course, you're going to have to get comfortable. And what I say a lot is you need to become very, very comfortable being uncomfortable. You need to step outside your comfort zone every single day. And if you don't do that, you got to flex that muscle. Nothing good is ever going to come from your comfort zone, and you're going to have to step out of that. And the sooner you do that, the better off you're going to be. And that's what you want to think about. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to end out today. I appreciate you all for watching. I, again, apologize for yesterday. Hopefully we're back on track, and hopefully we'll have, 4 or 5 or 6 days in a row before we have another blow up here. But I'm working on the funnel offer for the first thing that we're going to be selling 2024. I'm going to be releasing that in the next day or so. And I will talk all about that offer tomorrow and tell you what I'm selling, what I'm doing, what the mindset is behind it, and give you all a lot of insights there. So I appreciate you all watching, and I will see you all in about 24 hours. And thanks a lot.